Everybody, it's the day after I posted the most recent podcast, and we've got Agita nicely settled there. We've got one of the boys, and this one is Lcee, settled under the bed. And we've got the other boy, Finn, settled here. And I got up relatively early today, like 9:30, 9, and I fed the ferals, and Peanut is in her shelter. She came out to eat a bit, went back into the heated shelter because it's kind of cold and it's raining and it's miserable. So she's spending the day in bed, which is a very good idea, which we're kind of doing too. So got up, fed the ferals, fed the kids, and have just been enjoying family time, family togetherness time, and I fed the ferals just before it started to rain. It was just starting to. Bcee was sleeping in those pile of leaves. She likes it. And it was even starting to rain a little bit, but she did get up and come and eat. And now I hope she's in the, she and Jill are in the shed, or at least, under the deck, drier than being outside like that. I think it's a little later. The rain has stopped, and I've got the heater on in here. So Agita and one of the boys, I think that's Finn, are in the catio. And Lcee is like, it's a little cold out there. I think I'm going to stay in the dining room. And I actually fried some perogies. I don't think I quite fried them enough. So I kind of burnt them a little. I mean, perogies are not my thing, so. But I'm having them with sour cream and a little bit of cayenne. So that's my breakfast. Now, Lcee has decided to go into the catio as well. Bye for now. Everybody, we're going to get running around there, and we've got one of the boys, and that's Lcee, waiting for supper, or for breakfast here on the counter. And we've got the other boy, Finn, there under the table. And look at that, all three ferals, So we get Jill, you can just see her on the other side of the air conditioner. And we get Bcee there, going to camouflage the brown. And we get Peanut there, And the news is, yesterday I stayed home all day with the kids and worked on journal entries and made appointments and stuff for the next trip to Toronto. And watched some bad movies, had some leftover food, checked on the ferals, at night, as usual. And today, another doctor's appointment, stuff like that. Planning the trip to Toronto, probably next week. Like I said, I've got a dentist appointment, get the boys' checkup, stuff like that, and I still do that stuff in Toronto. So I won't post until after the trip. And my neighbour, of course, and thanks again, as always, to my neighbours. But my neighbour has agreed to look after the ferals next week. And then I should add, there were polls this morning. I mean, a little bit more than, it's been quite a while now. It's been 3 weeks, over 3 weeks. We're approaching a month. And then also I haven't checked postings or anything, so this morning the polls to at least check postings were very, very, very strong. So that's what's happening. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. It's a little later in the day, and we've got Lcee here. We got Finn here. And we got Agita there. Both the boys are giving full distance. Early this morning, she realized that they were on the bed, and she chased them off, and I kind of got in the way. So I got a little scratch there, but that's fine, and I would rather I get scratched than my boys. And look at her. She's like, she's really something, So, in the day, I had some perogies for lunch. I fed the kids. Well, obviously, I could feed the kids first. Fed the kids. Fed the ferals. Had some perogies. In my friend who is I think half Polish, and her husband is Polish. She was like, you have to boil them and fry them. I usually just fry them, so that was a lot of work. Okay, I just noticed that the boys were on the bed. Chased Lcee off. Now, Lcee, be careful. Your sister is up, and this one, Finn is like. It was bound to happen. I was just texting my friend that, when she realizes Everyone is on the bed with her. She'll chase the brothers off, which is exactly what happened. Now, everybody, I think it's been a couple of days since I've taped, and we've got Agita there, and we've got both the boys here. They were going to help me assemble the Feral's new shelter, in addition to the ones that they already have. I got this one online, and then had to go pick it up from Walmart, but through their marketplace thing. So that's the total of the instructions. But I think I got it. You do the base, and it's like aluminum foil inside, but it's more insulated, I think, than the ones we have. And I'm hoping it's a little bigger, so all three can fit. And I think it's got a slightly better heating pad. You can adjust the heat on this. But it is a little bit more insulated. I don't know how they're going to enjoy sleeping inside the aluminum foil, but we'll see. I'll put lots of treats in it and stuff, get them used to it. But the good thing about this one is it's got legs, so it's not directly on the floor of the shed. So it's a little bit elevated, and it's got a flap there that they can come and go from, and they can see out from. And I think it's supposed to be an escape hatch. Oh, this is the front. That one's the escape hatch in case there's a predator or something. I think we're okay in the shed. And that's the heating pad, which I'll open up, and it's a little warmer and bigger than slightly than the ones we have already. So this will be like a fifth shelter. So I went and picked it up. Boys were starting to help me, but then they sniffed the box and everything, and then they went to watch from there. And just update, last couple of days, there have been some pulls because I've been writing a bit, or at least trying to. And, it's kind of hot stuff that I'm writing about, the last binge. So there have been some pulls, but it's okay. I've been grounding myself in this ordinary world stuff, looking after the kids, going to pick this up in the morning, having breakfast out because I was at a place near the Walmart because I was there before 9, So I got the cheaper breakfast, so stuff like that, and then pick this up. I had to go get the tires changed on the winter tires put on the Mini, and I just locked myself out of the house, but the neighbor had the spare key. He said all kinds of stuff going on, but I got everything, and I went and got the winter tires put on, dropped them off at the storage place, stuff like that, the summers. So I came back, cleaned up the Mini a bit. And the news is I may be quite curling with my neighbor this evening, or at least just to check it out, to observe, see what it's like, get a feel for it, and then decide if I actually want to, start playing the game, with the neighbor and his informal team or league or whatever it's called. I'm not really into sports, but I said to my friend, my Toronto Cat Rescue friend, that I cannot imagine anything that is more opposite of, my slithering than curling. So we might as well try it. It's kind of go to the opposite extreme. But that's what's happening. Bye for now. Hey everybody! I went curling yesterday. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I've already fed the inside kids, and look who, all three, they're coming so close, And I got this thing assembled, so after I feed them, I'm going to rearrange the shed and set it up and plug it in and all that. So I'm going to feed them now and give Peanut her last dose of antibiotic off this round, and then I'll get more in Toronto, hopefully, in the next trip. So I'm just about to feed them, and then maybe sweep up the leaves after curling yesterday, but sleeping on the ice, and kind of a traumatic experience for me. I'm like going, I'd rather just sweep leaves for the feral. So that's what I'm going to do. Bye for now. I'll talk more about that later. Bye for now. I'm back in the house, and the ferals are eating. You can just about see. Oh, there. You can see. She saw me, Jill. She heard me. She's eating there. There's Peanut under the chair, kind of camouflaged. And Bcee was just eating a minute or two ago. So they're having their breakfast. I'm letting them have their breakfast, and then I'll go out and sweep the patio and try to set up the shed with the new, shelter and figure out where I'm going to plug it in and extensions and rearranging and, putting some treats in it so they start using it. It'll take them a little while to figure out. But, if I put treats in it, they will start exploring it at least. So, inside, we've got Agita there, in there, and Lcee there. And I will talk about the traumatic experience as ordinary world, as opposed to underworld, and you can get curling. But, disaster, as I knew it probably was going to be, but I was kind of excited anyway to try that. Really, it was because my neighbor asked me, and, I really like my neighbors, and they've been really good to me. And I said, okay, it's worth a try. It turned out to be, pretty awful for me, but it was interesting. There's Bcee as well, So I'll talk about that later. And then in the morning, and I had drunk a couple, just a couple of beers at the curling club afterwards, the best part of the whole thing. And I drank a couple, but they're strong beers, and they're like, they're special curling beers. They're like, they're made for curling. They're called Hurry Hard, and they have a picture of people curling on it, and probably that's expression from when you're sweeping. So, and they're pretty much only sold at curling clubs or rinks or whatever it is. So I had a couple of those, pretty strong, but they were just 2 beers. And I came home and I was just like, I didn't feel like, taping for a podcast or writing or reading or anything. I just went to bed, and I'd already fed all the kids. And I went to bed. In the morning, the pulls were really strong again. And I suppose I should have expected it. Because, it was just such an opposite to slithering and partying, or, the ordinary world version of partying. I mean, beers, and the activities. Not the kind of activities the NP is interested in, but like ordinary world activities, like sleeping in front of a rock, or you can call them rocks, and then you've got to put a spin on it, and you got to guard this, and you got to do that, and everybody's like going to look at where the rocks are and the strategy, and then like going, I just want to party. That's not my thing, But it was okay. I'm glad I did it. Never again. But in the morning, there were very strong pulls. And there were a couple of possible options here, which is very rare. But I managed not to. I'm like going, I can't. I'm going to Toronto a couple of days. I won't be posting until after coming back from Toronto. So I'm going to be going to Toronto, and then also the ferals, and I got to set up the shed, and I got to be home to see, make sure that they get used to the thing, and that it holds their weight with the legs on the shelter. So, and make sure that check out the different settings. It's like 1 to 10 on heat on the heating pad. So I want to see which ones work. First of all, see if they use it. It's got to put treats in it. So I got to do all of that. So I can't be, and I'm going to Toronto in a couple of days. A lot of things to do there. Boys' annual checkup and that. I gotta do. I gotta go to my dentist. And other appointments. So it's going to be a busy, and then I'm seeing. As I texted my neighbor's wife, who doesn't like curling, didn't come with us yesterday. I texted her. She texted me at night, going, "You're going to be going again on Friday?" And I go, "Never again." And I'm like, casinos, not curling rinks. And she's like, I told you. You can't say I didn't warn you. And I go, yeah, you warned me. So, and then I go, the only sweeping I'm going to be doing after that ridiculous sweeping yesterday on the ice, I'd rather sweep the leaves. I normally would never want to do anything like this, but I'm like, okay, this is better than that. So this is for my ferals. So I'm willing to do this. So that's what's happening. I'm just going to clean this up. Temporarily, I've just set it up right at the front so that they see it and hopefully start using it. I put some treats inside, And then once they know it's for them and once they start using it, then I'll try to rearrange. And so this is supposed to be the escape hatch. That's supposed to be the front, and it's got a little kind of awnings to keep the, you know, the wind out, and it's semi-enclosed, but there's a entrance so they can go in there. But this is supposed to be the back, and it's supposed to be closed, and it's plastic, and that's supposed to be like the escape hatch in case there's like a predator that comes from the front or something. I think we're okay here, but you know, for now, what I'm going to do is I'll do it this way just so that they can see the full opening, figure out what it's for, and I put treats inside. And I put treats inside, and I've turned on the thing. It's a fancy, I've put it under the tarp. It's a fancy remote control. There's 10 different settings, and it's on a timer. So you can do 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours. But you can't keep it on all the time, which is probably a good safety thing too. So that's what's, let's let them first figure out what it is, investigate it. Everybody, it's a couple of days later, I think, and we've got Agita there. And both of the boys here, they wanted to come into the catio. It's a little coolish. We've had snow, and it's, I don't know, 1-2 degrees outside something, but I just turned on the heater, and it's not too bad. It's tolerable, you know. So I don't think I actually taped in a couple of days because I've still been decompressing after sort of ODing on ordinary world stuff. I just went as far away from slithering and partying as possible. I went curling. It was quite, and my neighbors, you know, very kindly asked me because he knows that I struggle with addictions, and you know, he thought it would be a good distraction, and you know, but. It deals with people. There are rules, and there's, you know, and even though they say we're taking it, you know, it's very casual, and you know, we don't take it seriously. They take it pretty seriously. I mean, even picking the teams. So originally, I didn't really want to participate. I said, this first time, let me just come with you and watch and learn the rules, and maybe try a little sweeping with the broom thing, or maybe trying throwing one of those thingies. I think they're called rocks, stones, whatever. I think my neighbor said they can be called both, but they're more often. So I looked all that shit up, and I was kind of excited, something completely different. And I thought I was just going to be watching, and it'd be kind of cool, something different. And I really didn't think I was going to like it and pursue it, but I wanted to check it out. Get there, and it turns out that, you know, the informal people that showed up, they were one short for 2 teams. You need 4 on each team, and they had 7. And he was like, why don't you just play? It's very informal. That's how you'll learn whether you like it or not. And you know, I had no clue. It was awful. I mean, it's not my friend's fault. My friend kept explaining everything and telling me how the ice is and showing me the rings under the thing. And you know, that's the contact with the ice, and the ice has little bumps, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do that, and you have to throw it this way if you want to go to the. It's like reversing a car. If you want the thing to go to the left, you do it to the right. And I'm like going, holy shit! And they're taking it seriously, and I'm like. And you can either slide along and let the thing go with your hand, or you can push it with a stick. Pushing with a stick is easier, so I did the pushing with the stick, and you know, and they're like sweeping, and I'm trying to figure out whose turn is it next, and I have to keep asking people whose turn is it, what am I doing now, which end of the rink am I supposed to be on, and it reminded me of why I pretty much hate sports. I have since I was a kid, you know, everything that I've you know, has been academic, you know, art, literature. You know, slithering and partying kind of goes along with, you know, some of the extreme underworld, you know, things. A lot of writers have been slitherers and partiers, you know, so kind of extreme experiences. So, yeah, it was awful. People were nice, and they tried to be helpful, but and some guy on the other team swept for me because I wasn't sweeping properly. So that was nice. It was nice. And then after, the best part of all, I'm watching the clock, like when I'd been a kid in school, and you just want the thing to be over. And got to 8:30 and went for drinks, and that's the best part. You go to the bar upstairs and have it. So that's my little adventure, and I wrote about it. And my friend is like going, that's my cat rescue friend in Toronto is like going, holy shit, that should be a chapter in your book. And I can even talk about it here because it's legal and it's the ordinary world and it's safe. And it was an experience. It was just completely the opposite of anything that I would ever do. So I kind of explored it, So I guess it's sort of my shadow in a way, but it's an acceptable shadow. It's an everyday, normal, human thing to do, and a small town, and you go curling, and you sweep ice for this rocky thing to go onto like circles that they call houses, and I'm like going, I cannot think of anything more pointless unless it's hitting a rubber thing with a stick. Well, they're both equally pointless. I just don't get any sports. And having actually played one, this is the only sport I've ever probably played in my entire freaking life. I still don't get the point. I just don't get it. It's just... Everybody's later in the day, and I packed up, and my neighbour came and fed the feral, and the ferals didn't know that we're going, and got everybody into the car, and we got one of the boys there, one of the boys there in their big case. And I went out to check on the ferals again, and Jill went running out of the shed, but Bcee and Peanut, they're using the older shelters, but that's fine. I'll try to get them to use the newer one when we come back. In the meanwhile, it's pretty cold, but they've got the older shelters, they're plugged in, and my neighbor's just going to leave the shelters on all the time because they're very low wattage and they're used to them. And look, just about here and there, that's Agita. You see the white? It's Agita. She hissed at me and wasn't happy when I was getting her into the case. But once they get to the house, once they get to the condo, they're fine. They like it there. So we're on our way. Lots of appointments. Boys' appointment tomorrow. My dentist on Wednesday. And I got other things too. Good morning, everybody. We're here in Toronto. Agita is there drinking water. And both the boys are under the bed. They were on the bed with me during the night. And Agita, for some reason, doesn't sleep on the bed with me here. She sleeps in the dining room. So they were happily sleeping on the bed with me all night. We got here fairly late because the weather was really, really, really bad. And stretches. Long stretches, Some stretches were clear, but some were really, really bad. So, and then when I got here, there was a problem with parking and this and that. And, but by the time we got everybody up, it was like midnight, past midnight. And then they settled in very quickly, as usual. And we had a good night. And I just gave them some breakfast. And the boys suspect. They think we might be going back today, or they suspect we might be going to the vet for a checkup, which is actually the case, but later in the day. So they've got under the bed. It's really hard to get them out from under there, but I'll deal with that when we come back. When I come back, I just have to go do some errands. I have to get the oil changed in the car because I added the wrong kind of oil yesterday, and it was due for a change anyway. There's a very good quick change place near here, and then I can have a nice breakfast. Hello, everybody. I'm getting the oil changed here. This is a drive-through place, and prices have gone up a bit, but they've gone up out there too. So but I mixed the wrong kind of oil, and I think it was ready anyway. I didn't have a current sticker on there, but I'm pretty sure it was ready. It was kind of dirty-ish, and I added the wrong. I added synthetic by mistake. So just a liter. So, and I drove from there to here, and then in all the snow and all that stuff. And I want them to check all the fluids and everything. So that's what's happening. And from here, I'm going to go get my nails cut, and then I'm going to have breakfast. I got the oil change in the car. I got up, I fed the kids. I got the oil change in the car, and I came here just as it's opening. Nails place. My toenails are very, very low. Fingernails are okay. Anyway, bye for now. We're here at the vets, and the boys are so well behaved. They were weighed. They've put on a lot of weight. They put on 2 pounds each. They're getting a bit, and he wants me to cut down the food. Now, this one is thin. He's got a knot, but the doctor is going to try to remove the knot with a comb or with a trimmer, and they're going to take him to the back room because they do that with Agita. But with Agita, you can hear the screams coming from there, and there's blood from the staff. But these ones are so docile and so well behaved. It was a little difficult getting them into the case because they had gone under the bed. When I came back from lunch and errands, they were under the bed. So I had to lift up the whole mattress and the box spring and remove things and then grab them. But once I got them in the case, no problems. And here, they're there's absolutely no... I picked them up, I put them on the weight scale. So they put on a little weight, and he wants to check this one out because he's overweight, so he wants to make sure that everything's okay. No arthritis and stuff like that. Hello. Hello everybody, I'm here in the car waiting for the car wash in the line. I washed it by hand the other day, but I didn't do a very good job. And it's kind of, so I had some points left. So I got some gas and I might as well get a proper wash because the day is very nice and clear. Now, the news is, I don't know if I even taped last night when I was having the soap, but yesterday was a very busy day with, appointments, the dentist, and lunch with my friend, and then pulls ramped up, but I made it. Tough, but I made it, and I went out for late supper, a soup and Vietnamese soup and a couple of beers. Came home, had a good night. Still some pulls, but it's manageable. And I have other things to do today because I want to go to the art gallery, and I want to go to the bookstore. So I decided I might as well go to the bookstore first because I had to pick up something from the bank. So I did that, and then I said I had to get gas. Everybody bought books, went back to the kids, took the bus back to the kids, dropped the car, spent a few minutes with the kids, and then caught the bus to town. And this is a sort of a slightly upscale Chinese restaurant. It's not quite Chinatown. It's more entertainment district. And they have a very nice lunch, kung pao shrimp with peppers, the dried Sichuan peppers, really nice chili oil, and you can eat the basket it comes in. Take a beer. So from here I go to the art gallery. Bye for now. We just got home, well, maybe half an hour ago. I've fed the kids, fed the ferals, talked to my neighbours, thanked them for looking after the ferals, and I think this is Lcee. It's harder to tell now that Finn's knot has been removed, but I think this is Lcee. And I think this is Finn, but it could be the other way around. Still have to unpack the stuff. And there's Agita, very comfortable on her bed. They adjust very quickly to both places. And Peanut is in here. She was in the that shelter, but she's come out because it was pretty pleasant. And I put lots of treats and stuff, so she's come out. And I put some treats in there. I don't know if they've had them. That's the warmer one. So anyway, there's Peanut. And I had seen there, just there, do you see, camouflaged? That's Bcee. And I had just seen Jill as well. Jill was there, but she's now in the bush or under the deck, So I was very happy to see the ferals, of course, happy to see Jack. He came into the laundry room, not into the main house, because he'd have a big fight with Agita, So, and I put some food for them, they ate it. I'm going to put some more. And then I'm going to, I've already fed the kids, but I'm going to go in and shower and unpack. Very, very glad to be home. Pulls were very strong there. Yesterday, Wednesday night and yesterday, but I made it. Difficulty, but I made it. Bye for now. Everybody, we're back. I think I already taped a little bit of the ferals outside, at least a couple of them. And this one, I think, is Lcee. Very hard to tell now that Finn's knot has been removed by the vet. And I think this one is Finn. Finn is a slightly bigger one, but it's kind of hard to tell when they're lying down like that. And Agita is there. She did try to bully her brothers. She misbehaves more with her brothers here than at the condo for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyway, so I guess the news is it was basically a successful trip because got all the appointments done. Boy saw the vet, had the checkup, everything's fine except they're a little bit overweight. And I saw my dentist, which was kind of harrowing, but I guess it needed to be done. I was putting it off for a long time. And then I saw my friend, I had lunch with him, and a couple of other appointments and stuff like that. So I did everything that needed to be done. But the appointments were done by Wednesday afternoon after the lunch with my friend. And then the pulse ramped up, particularly because I had the option of coming back Friday, today. So that meant that Thursday, if I had gone partying on Wednesday night, I would have had Thursday to recover. If I was coming back on Thursday, then, then I can't. But so the pulls were very strong on Thursday, but I ended up on Wednesday. But I ended up just staying in with the kids, and then I went out later just to have full soup and, place that's open till 1 a.m. You don't have stuff like that here. And a couple of beers. So, and then Thursday I thought, okay, everything will be fine. No, there were pulls again. So, but I did go buy some books. It was good. And I did go have a very nice Chinese lunch. So actually in the entertainment district. But I didn't get to the art gallery just because it was rainy. Hello everybody, it's the next day. I fed the kids, I fed the ferals, and the grass isn't too big, but there are leaves, and I got the leaf catcher thing, so I might as well do it. My neighbor wanted to borrow it, but I said, neighbor on the other side. But I said, I gotta cut my own first. So as soon as I've cut mine, I said, I'll text you and you can come and get it. So the back might take a little while because there's a lot of leaves. Now the news is we had a good night, but the pulls have still been pretty strong here, And I guess it's because they ramped up in Toronto, and in Toronto there were so many options. Here, the good thing is there are such limited options that probably make it. And that's why I also thought, good idea to do something kind of, ordinary, very ordinary world and kind of physical and be outside and cut the grass, and hopefully that'll help the pulls. Let's see. Bye for now. This is after every row I had to stop and empty the catcher thing. It was like solid leaves, just like that, all over the lawn. So it took a while, but it's looking a little better, and they're still falling. They're falling as I'm talking. So I'm going to do at least 1 or 2 more cuttings to gather the things unless it snows again. So that's what's happening. We're going to spend some time with the kids and work on journals and stuff like that. And, bye for now. I may go to PetSmart later. We'll see. Bye for now. I look, something that makes me very, very happy. All 3 kids very comfortably settled in the bedroom with Agita allowing Lcee and Finn. I'm pretty sure that's Finn because Finn's the one who likes to sleep like that. So that's Finn, that's Lcee, that's Agita, and she's allowing him like 2 feet. For Agita, that's just, she must be so fast asleep that she hasn't noticed. This one knows. He's pushing her limits. They do this on purpose. So anyway, this is what's happening. Makes me very happy. I'm going to have a shower and work on journal entries and see about breakfast. We'll see. Bye for now. It's 12:31. Whether to go out or my neighbor's coming to borrow the lawnmower in an hour. So because I cut my own, he started doing his install, so he'll come and get my lawnmower when he's ready. Okay, bye for now. My bar. I fed the kids, fed the ferals, they got ready, and this place has Caesars for $4 on Sundays. So I came here and I'm having chicken wings, also special, 50 cents per chicken wings. So this is my breakfast. And then from here I'll go PetSmart, and then back to the kids, and then try to edit and post the next podcast. Bye for now. Pulls have been pretty strong, so I kind of need this control part of it. Bye for now. The wings with the hot sauce on the side. It's not very hot, but it's good, nice wings. And another Caesar, extra spicy, and it is really nice and spicy. So, everything's on special today. The wings are 50 cents each, and the Caesars are $4. So, Sunday's special. So I'll have my brunch here and then go PetSmart and then back to the kids and then work on editing and posting the podcast. Bye for now. Everybody, I had my brunch, wings and beer, or wings and Caesars, and then did some shopping at PetSmart. Came back and I fed the ferals because, Peanut was kind of hungry. She came and she asked for food, so I said, I might as well feed you guys a little early, an hour or two early. So I fed them and I came inside and we got one of the boys there and we had the other boy there. I think this is Finn and that's Lcee, but I could be mistaken. And we've got Agita there and we got Bcee there eating. We've got Peanut back in her favorite shelter, even though they've got the newer, bigger, warmer one. They still like those. So we get Peanut in there. I've got it plugged in, of course, because it's a little cold today. It's at 2 degrees or something now. And so we got Peanut there. She's had her food and she's gone back to bed. And that's another reason I fed them a little early, because she likes to eat and then just go back to bed. And there's Bcee. And Jill was here a minute ago, but and she was eating treats off the chairs. Because I've come out, she's gone into the bush again, or under the deck. So I'll see if I can take a little video of her later. But if not, I think I have a video of her from before. From, yesterday, today. She was just here eating treats. I'll put a bit more on the chairs. Inside with the kids, you got a kid there, and you got one of the boys there, and you got the other boy there. And I just want to do a very quick summary of the past couple of weeks. I'm going to do some editing and posting now. Yeah, there have been very strong pulls at times. And I did try to go the opposite extreme. Curling as ordinary world as you can get with my neighbor. And it was nice of him to ask. Hoping to kind of distract me and, sort of an ordinary world and get me more involved in, daylight activities, so to speak. But it was awful. It was just awful. It was just not my thing, So it just went too far in the other extreme. And then after that, there were pretty strong pulls. But it was okay. I had to go to Toronto with the kids. So took the inside kids. Boys had the checkup and it went well. They're just a little overweight, so I bought some diet food today. And then so boys and Agita went with me, and the neighbor, as always, looked after the huge shout out and thanks to the neighbors looking after the ferals. And I missed the ferals a lot. The first 3 days were pretty good because I was, there were some pulls because I was in the city, but I was busy with appointments and the boys, checkup and my dental thing, which was kind of harrowing, and seeing a friend and stuff like that, So having lunch and, other errands. After the errands and the appointments were done, Wednesday evening and then Thursday, the pulse really wrapped up. And then Thursday was raining and I didn't actually make it to the art gallery. I just went and had lunch downtown. And then came back and then very strong pulse. So Friday we came back and I was very happy to see the kids, see the feral kids. And the inside kids were very happy to be back and, readjusted very quickly. Everything's fine. Pulls have carried over. I've still had pulls. Now, the only thing is here that it's just so limited, the options for when and particularly my form of slithering and partying is not for the country. It's very, very specific and very intense and very over the top. So it just, there are no options here. So which is good. I mean, it's helped me stay clear. And what I'm doing now is I'm counting the days till I can go back to the casino. It's not the same thing as slithering and partying, but it's pretty compulsive and it distracts me a bit. And it's more of a vice. It's not like curling. It's like something societally unacceptable to it. Well, I mean, it's legal and all of that stuff, but compulsive gambling is sort of frowned upon. So it's a little bit more of a vice. So it works a bit better, and it's very compelling when I'm there. So that kind of works. And I'll deal with the compulsiveness. It'll take a little while to ramp up. But at least it'll keep me distracted from the pulse. So that's what's happening. So, and since I've been back, 3-4 days, looking after the ferals, looking after the kids, getting cold, or I also cut the grass, did all of that stuff. So that's what's been happening. And I've been drinking a bit, I will say, because I can't gamble. So the only controlled burn available was drinking. So a couple of beers, a couple of Smirnoffs when I eat. And I had a couple of Caesars this morning with wings for my Sunday brunch. So, but last couple of days I didn't drink alcohol at all. So that was kind of good. And I bought a lot of books in the city. So I've been doing some reading. So that's what's happening. Going to go day by day. It's week 5 clear. So that's the other thing. It's week 5 clear. And because that last excursion was the deepest yet. And the teams, they are. I mean, it is an addiction as well as some other things, but it is an addiction. It's like an obsession and various other models I've used. But it escalates. And so the last one it got just, deeper and more out of control, and just managed to kind of get out of a situation that was really escalating. So, but they escalate. That's what addictions do, So, but in spite of that, the pulls are still very, very strong, And actually, the irony is that the pulls get stronger. The deeper it gets, and the more harrowing it gets, and the closer the escapes, the stronger the pulse. So it's kind of fucked up. So, but that's the nature of the beast, so to speak. So that's what's happening. There have been pulls, but I'm doing it. It's 5 weeks clear since the last binge. It's a very, very deep one. So it's been 5 weeks clear, and looking after the kids, trying to do some more writing. I'm still writing about that last binge, so I'm going to go back and write about that. And I've got another doctor's appointment coming up, stuff like that, I've already done the dentist. So that's what's happening. We'll keep you posted. Going to go day by day. It's nice to be back here because there are a lot less, options here. If I was in the city by now, it wouldn't have been good. So we've got, and as I keep saying also, it's not that I don't appreciate how, how fortunate I am in having the options and having the house and being able to come to the country and the resources to do that. Unfortunately, what it also means is that I have the resources to slither and party. I mean, they're dwindling, but they're still there. So, but it works two ways. It does allow me the alternatives, but it also makes the pull stronger. So anyway, that's what's happening from the 7 of us. So from one of the boys there, and I think this one is Finn. One of the boys there drinking water, and I think this one is Lcee. Agita there. Peanut there. And Jill and Bcee in the bush or under the deck. Yeah. I guess I bought them in a little while. So from and back inside with Lcee there, Finn there under the table, and Agita there, and myself, nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor to ever walk the face of this earth. Bye for now. See you next podcast. Wish me luck. A little bit of bonus for it. We've got we've got Peanut there. We've got Bcee there. And Jill would have been in that one. Or in the one with Peanut. But she must have run out. She heard me. I turned on the light in the garage, and by the time I came out, she might be around the corner here. Or she's there somewhere. Hey, Jill. So, from the 7 of us, a little bit of bonus footage. So there is Jill. Jill was it. I'm pretty sure she was in the shed with the others, but came running out. That's her style, you know. So at night, if I come late at night, then she stays in the shelter, you know. So we got Peanut there, we got Bcee there, you know, and nobody's using the new one, the bigger one, the warmer one. They will eventually. I'm putting feet in it. So from Peanut and Bcee, who we just saw out in the shed, and the camera-shy Jill, who is probably back in the shed now, but if I go out to film her again, she'll go running. So from the 3 ferals, myself, and of course, once again from Agita, and I think this one is Finn. There, that's Finn. And I think that's Lcee going under the bed. So from the 7 of us, and from myself, of course, the nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor ever walked the face of the earth. Bye for now. See you next podcast.